I wonder if you're Bill Self, you would rather have Swanigan out there shooting threes as opposed to down here where he's done most of his damage.
He'll gyrate and he'll feed. Plenty of time on the clock. Jackson knocks it away. His 4th steal tonight. Mason on the move, the stutter step. Graham free to fire. About 5 minutes gone here in the second half. Pull up, Mason. 6th all-time scorer in the history of Kansas basketball, and that is saying something. He's got 17.
His first points here in this second half.
Kansas now showing his zone.
How about that?
Well, that's a good way to protect your bigs versus Swanigan.
It's a Klein triple.
But you give up that for a team that has a bunch of shooters that can knock down threes.
That was a big basket, and Purdue is just making enough baskets to hang in the game, but they have to get some stops, and it's hard to stop him. You know, that's the new rule this year. If you're in the restricted area and you jump up in the air and maintain your verticality, way too far away from the basket, and now Purdue, there's only 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Edwards, it's picked off by Vick, and you can buckle up here.
Oh my goodness. Gerald Vick showing the vertical on that, 360.
Swanigan and they double him. Albrecht on the side. Edwards will pop a triple. Rebound taken inside Jackson. Here comes Mason. They've been meeting Mason at the very top of that defense. Jackson a 3. 8-0 run by Kansas.
Well, Gerald Vick is a very interested spectator in what's going on right here, and you can see why, as Purdue is a little bit lazy with the basketball, and Vick finds it, and off he goes. Wow, Reg.
Well, just like you used to do, Dan, in the 70s, a nice little 360 for Gerald Vick, showing the athleticism, just like the back in the days of the Virginia Cavaliers for you.
Biggest lead for Kansas right now, 12. Purdue earlier led by 8. Graham with Albrecht on him and a screen by Colby. Mason, 3, took it. .22 for Mason. Haas. Everywhere you looked, you saw a white jersey.
And that's Colby's 3rd.
Well, Carson is close to Mason, but you got to get closer than that.
That's just a warm-up jump shot right there by Frank Mason with no pressure on him.
I don't know how you beat Kansas with Mason and Graham playing.
I think Mason knocked that in.
I think he did too.
They'll give it to Swanigan, though. Look at the speed of Edwards the other way.
Right, with speed, but not very good decision making.
Here's the speed of Mason. Vick, a 3.
Man, Frank Mason.
The 2 top 10 3-point shooting team. Hold on here. Here's Jackson and Mason with another pinpoint pass. He is a high flyer. He came in hot and high. 7 assists for Mason.
How about Jackson's line? He's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a block shot, and 4 steals.
Edwards 3, no. Swanigan tries to tap it in, trying to climb the ladder, and a whistle as he was going up.
Well, it's a 14-point game, and based on the way Kansas is playing, you'd think Purdue has no chance, but there's lots of time left in this game. You got to get some stops, and that's not the way to do it.
I'm sorry, Dan.
In the regular season, 13th most recently, taking on Kansas, which comes in number 3 in the AP poll. The number 2, number 1 seed. Look at Mason drive. He is slippery. He's got Kansas in their biggest lead. He's got 24.
Kevin, not just slippery. He's very fast and he's very strong, and he has all the shots next to the basket.
Blazing speed. Thompson, 3, off. Swanigan couldn't get it. Bragg does. Mikhailuk, Graham, and stripped of the balls. He took it inside. Dakota Mathias was in there waiting for him. Mason, shifting gears, taking it to the rack. Foul on Thompson, his second for Purdue. Kansas trying to advance to the Elite Eight for the 7th time under Coach Bill Self. They have 30 wins and going for 31. Number 2 scoring in the Big 12. Number 1 rebounding team in the Big 12. Only thing that really isn't glittering is their free throw percentage, and even that has improved. They were number 283 for most of the season in the 60 percentile. Now they're like in the high 70s. They've really improved last 13, 12 games. With Graham at the line. And then got out of it, went to prep school, elevated to one of the top guards in the country, and chose Kansas. I bet Rudy T is watching. 6 to go. Mason. Graham. Triangles at that screen. Shot clock at 5. Devontae a 3.
My X factor. Kansas Jayhawks want to win a championship. If this young man continues to play like this and shoot the basketball.
We talked to Bill Self last week in Tulsa and yesterday here in Kansas City. And Reg, you said it, he's the X factor for this team. There's a corkscrew move inside by Edwards.
And that's only Edwards' 6th shot attempt of the night. He's only got 8 points in the game.
You know, he's been averaging 20 in the first 2 games of the tournament for Purdue.
And I actually think they gave that basket to Swanigan.
I think they did.
So he says Edwards only has 6 points in the game.
So 20 for Swanigan. Cutting, shifting, shooting, scoring. Graham.
So you've got 5 Jayhawks in double-figure scoring, led by Devontae Graham with 23. Talk about balanced.
With a floater off the baseline, up and down it goes for P.J. Thompson.
On Kansas just taking their time, Reg, and the impressive thing about this, they've taken their time, they've run time off the clock, and then they've scored every time at the end of this shot clock. That's just demoralizing for a defense.
Kansas circling over their 2nd consecutive win over a Big Ten team. Graham 3.
Look at this.
Fouled!
Look at this. I mean, this is how you show out. He has personally scored possibly the last 9 points here. And usually this is Frank Mason who's handling the ball in situations like this. But he recognized that Devontae Graham has it going offensively.
And the other thing to keep in mind, Reg, you remember what Bill Self told us, that he really likes to play with 2 point guards. And with Mason and Graham, he's got those 2 point guards. Either one of them can handle the ball, either one of them can shoot the ball. Give it to Mason, so they're going to run 25 seconds off the clock again.
And you see how Graham had his little run, and after he missed that shot, who did he get the ball back to? Their leader, Frank Mason.
It's shaping up as an Oregon Duck, Kansas Jayhawk regional final. Mason to the hole.
Kansas's inside points have not come from back to the basket maneuvers. It's guys driving the ball to the basket, offensive rebounds. You talk about points off turnover with the number of possessions they're supposed to have.
Gerald Vick, 80% free throw shooter. They think someplace else. In fact, they know someplace else. And he said, it's been a blessing. I've gotten to spend so much time with them. A coach's life is a lot of time away from the family. Lightfoot from Self. Spike Albrecht, one of those seniors we're not going to see anymore. Lightfoot, 3. Mitch Lightfoot from Arizona. Born in Kansas City, and that's why he chose the University of Kansas. We're going to see some players we hope to see again, like Swanigan, leave the game. Edwards is gone. Edwards is a junior.
An extremely impressive performance by the Jayhawks against a really good Purdue team.
Well, thank you to the seniors for Purdue. And the welcome mat is out for Kansas to advance to another Elite Eight. It's over.
He really had a tough ACC tournament, then came on strong. Another good drive. North Carolina not squaring up against these guards early on. Two of those three Final Four matchups had Roy Williams coaching at Kansas. The one where he defeated a Dean Smith team.
91.
Right, and then got beat by North Carolina's rivalry Duke.
Epic battles, the triple overtime Carolina win. The other one, so they meet for the fourth time in the NCAA Final Four.
Hansbrough getting a pretty long rest here in the first half with his team down.
Hansbrough now back off the bench and checking in.
Lawson hadn't been able to turn the corner on Collins or Robinson so far.
Stevenson pinned. Spins around, pivots pass, but it's blocked.
Who gets the loose ball? Kansas.
Collins goes underneath. Aldridge on the foul.
Right now, North Carolina, compared to what we've seen in the NCAA tournament, Jim, and Lawson takes a shot in the eye, they are really out of sync in regard to the team they have on the floor. Good drive to the inside. Nobody blocked it out. Aldridge comes down and puts it away.
Jackson commits the foul at the other end. Watch the freshman and Jackson both going in. Aldridge, who got the hand on it.
Getting no free looks from the outside at all. North Carolina, another good quick.
Chalmers wasn't looking, and they still have it. There's another quick throw by Collins.
Isn't it amazing, Jim, what quick legs will do? Huh? Kansas get all the loose balls.
Another one. That's Chalmers. Backs it in.
Roy Williams doesn't want to call a timeout. He wants his team to push it up the floor, but they're pushing up the floor against somebody that's quicker.
Next whistle will bring the automatic free timeout. All five Kansas starters have scored. They're on an 8-0 run, and they're looking for another theft. Ellington bounced it over to Lawson. That was some heads-up play.
Terrific defense so far by Kansas.
And again, that one's kicked. It'll be Carolina ball out of the break.
They're number one in their conference, number 3 nationally in regard to percentage defense, and they are showing why tonight. Here comes another double team on Hansbrough.
Hansbrough puts up the shot. Ginyard comes flying in.
Loose ball.
It's Robinson in Kansas. Other side of the court, rush. They're just flying up and down the floor. A 10-0 run by the Jayhawks.
North Carolina can't get any semblance of half-court offense going.
Ellington speeds past rush. And that's a charge. Everything going Kansas's way.
Well, they started 18-0 in the year. Kansas started 20-0.
Up 15, looking for more.
Nice screen.
Rush with a 3. Can you believe it? What a performance.
Beautiful screen that time by Jackson to set up Rush's shot. Another loose ball.
Again, Kansas has it. They tie it up by the time they get there, and it stays the arrow with North Carolina.
Bill Self worked so hard to get to a Final Four, and it was a trouble. This has been no trouble for him. This is one of the most devastating performances I've seen by two teams that were fairly evenly matched.
Billy, can you believe Carolina's down 21? They've given up 16 unanswered.
Almost lost another one.
There's a reach-in call on Kansas. Last year's Mr. Basketball in that state. Ellington open 3.
Had to alter the shot on that jump shot. Again, trying to come back too quickly.
Collins almost dragged the foot.
Big post up.
Arthur over Green, big advantage. Aldridge fighting for it. Out battles Hansbrough and draws the foul.
Wow. Jim, is there any phase of this game in which Kansas, forget about being better, isn't dominant? There's Aldridge going over Hansbrough. How often have you seen Hansbrough been out-battled for a rebound inside? Danny Green comes over, not much he could do other than commit the foul.
So Aldridge already with a tip-in basket to shoot 2. Give the freshman now 3 points on the night.
Some of the greatest coaches that have ever been in the game, but tonight he is looking at a nightmare.
Already been at the line tonight and hit a couple, now adds a third. That breaks the 18-0 run.
You'd have to probably say consensus national player of the year, but he's looking at a swarming defense on him here tonight. Probably not good strategy for North Carolina.
They've missed their last 8 shots. Under 8 to go in the first half. Total domination so far. Arthur too strong, but a follow-up by Rush.
Jim, the national championship on the college level is not the best of 3 series. It's one and done, and North Carolina right now is facing that early in this ball game.
Rush way outside 3. Of course.
Brought that ball game back. What I see in North Carolina, guys trying to do it one-on-one with jump shots. That's not the answer.
Arthur got poked in the eyes, still on the floor. Out of the break. Aldridge turnaround jumper, and it falls.
And again, great strategy by Bill Self.
A terrific gut check win over Oklahoma State. Kansas had 44 points in the paint in the very first possession. Travis Relaford.
Oh, and TCU didn't turn it over much in Fort Worth.
A huge mismatch inside. I'm not sure.
You were saying? In the game in Fort Worth. Already much different than the game on February 6th. McLemore. With it. And Kevin Young tips it to him. Assist to turnover. There's the steal by the aforementioned Elijah Johnson. Kevin Young is everywhere. 6 to shoot. Anderson has struggled from 3 as well. Just 10 of his last 35 and 12 of his last 46.
And Mitch, that one wasn't close. It hit the front of the rim, underneath the rim.
McLemore for much of the year. Hill actually takes it to the basket.
Kinney doing a nice job down inside on Withy, but nobody is putting a body on Kevin Young, and right now
Devontae Abram with the bucket. The Arkansas transfer in field goal percentage defense. 4 to shoot. Anderson's got to pull deep. Relaford hits the 3. Now he has been hot. That's 7 of his last 13.
You know, Mitch, TCU runs an initial set, and then after they get an entry pass, everything just stops. The other 4 guys just stop and look at him like one cut is going to get you a shot. And one cut and one pass is not going to get you a shot against these Kansas Jayhawks.
And if you stand and look at McLemore shoot jumpers.
Maybe his best offensive game since coming back from that injury.
Gives him depth. Now, let me ask you this. Kansas already leading in second chance points.
Kansas just doing whatever they want to do on the offensive end. They are perfectly comfortable. TCU not doing anything.
They're just so challenged offensively. Although Abram's got that sweet move with the left hand over the right shoulder.
His energy level in the first half has been off of the charts.
But the story for TCU.
That was a really bad shot.
Well, nobody's covering Young.
the emphasis on a fifth-year senior and the maturity and the ability sometimes to separate the way a message is delivered and glean from it the substance of the message. And I'm telling you what.
NCAA record for block shots in an NCAA tournament last year with 31. Elijah Johnson just hit a 3, and again, that's the best sight so far probably for Kansas fans to try to get Johnson shooting stroke going.
Kevin Young has 2 double-doubles this year. He may have a double-double in the first half. 6.7 rebounds starting this game. That's the kind of move I'm talking about with Whitney. I want 10 of those a game.
Well, and Reed, I keep going back to that game on February the 6th. It was such a crazy upset. You're wondering, how could that even happen? And they didn't get any of these hardly. Got saliva all over my notepad.
I'm telling you. Great screen.
McLemore with one of the prettiest shots you'll see. They like him a lot. Shepherd gets a lot of the accolades, but the guard from San Antonio is really going to help this team. And Trent again has won before. Coach of the Year in 3 separate leagues. That's some great Nevada teams with a couple NBA guys. And there's your hook. Several Canadians in this league. Brady Heslop with Baylor, but almost every time we do a game, this game's an exception, there's at least 1 or 2 Canadians on the floor. And the inventor of the game, who came here to teach and coach, Dr. James Naismith,
sealing the defender and then shied away instead of going up and just dunking it.
TCU's not going to make it to single digits. But Ben McLemore is. 10 first-half points for McLemore. Outscoring the Horned Frogs by himself.
To 1 in 3-pointers made. Yeah, it's not hard to figure out the difference in this game.
Wilson again and a chance for 3.
I wouldn't start polishing that trophy in West Lafayette just yet, but he's certainly the front runner. But right now, if things play out the way they have to this point in the season.
Kansas lost that game. They're just 5 for 18 between them through 20 minutes here today.
I thought a lot of their shots in the first half, Kansas was settled. And now they're trying to get the ball multiple sides and then be aggressive getting to the rim. And that's an example of it right there from DeJuan Harris. He has to be aggressive. When he's aggressive, Kansas is a different offensive team.
His first points of the game. A look inside, and Bridges misses an easy one.
Well, that looked like something Kansas would have run against Baylor. Bridges moved his defender up the lane.
Wilson with a strong drive. He'll go to the line.
And things feel a lot different. And we saw a similar thing when Kansas played Oklahoma State.
Resume they have put together. Interesting. Baylor will host Texas 1 week from today on ESPN. Kansas will go to Austin 2 weeks from today. More huge games still coming in the Big 12. And it's deafening here at the Fog as it's down to 9.
But Baylor can really spread out a defense. Look how spread this defense is, and Flagler can drive it.
Did that so well in the first half. Tough turnaround won't go. Rebound Wilson. Harris back to Wilson. In the last couple of minutes.
Just really well guarded on that middle ball screen action. We're seeing a different Kansas team in this second half.
Another offensive rebound. And finally on the 4th attempt, Grady Dick with a putback, and it's a 5-point game.
Against this Baylor defense.
And the number 2 team in the nation, Houston, 3 o'clock tomorrow. If Houston wins that game, Jay, they will likely be number 1 when the new poll comes out on Monday, with Alabama having lost to Tennessee. And now in his 3rd year in Waco. What a 3 years it has been for him. Blue Hens, the blue hose. Oh!
To be able to play in a space like this, to have all of these fans, do it. Don't forget it. Beautiful. Live in the moment. All right. Well, there's a good moment on cue. KJ gets the score. Let's go to Norman. Grady is having a terrific freshman season. You were a great scorer yourself. How is he finding his rhythm offensively? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. How has he found his rhythm offensively?
I think it's just lots and lots of practice, lots and lots of hard work, and lots of repetitions is what it takes.
And Lisa, with Jalen, I know you and his dad decided that you would each take an area of his game to teach him. You were a post player. Tell us what you taught him about the post.
Oh, I for sure taught him the up and under move. That was my signature move, and I controlled the post, and then his dad controlled the guard, position. So I think he's doing well at that today. We'll see how it ends.
Meanwhile, it's gotten even louder. Holly, thank you. That is great stuff with the moms of 3 Kansas players. Jay, they were down 13 at halftime. It's down to 2.
Well, Kansas has been getting to the free throw line, and they're now attacking the paint. Isolating Jalen Wilson in the low post. He passed it back out. They reversed it. DeJuan Harris was wide open in the corner. That's a great 3.
Love picked up his dribble and turns it over. Dick for the lead.
But the pressure on the ball has been excellent.
Pryor short. Harris for Kansas. Ahead to Adams. And the beat rolls on for the Jayhawks.
Kansas has been so quick to the ball, not just in their initial defense, but going after the defensive rebound. Great help by KJ Adams.
And a strong drive and a finish for Adam Flagler. Boy, do the Bears need that.
Yeah, and he got hit on that, too. There was no call.
That is just the second made field goal of the second half for Baylor.
And Kansas doing a good job of moving the ball from side to side. And Jalen Wilson saying, hey, get out of here. I'm going one-on-one against Adam Flagler.
Harris for 3. Yes! His second of the half.
You can't just let DeJuan Harris, you can't just dare him to shoot. The Baylor defense just said, go ahead, and he took advantage of it. But Kevin McCullough doing a nice job on Adam Flagler. He's right with him on those cuts.
And a chance for 3 now. From the knee and leg injury before he returned a couple of weeks ago. Harris finds Grady Dick in transition.
Little juke move, you help up, it's over.
And Harris, who is second of the conference in assists per game, has 8 already in this game today.
Well, 1-3-1 right now. You can throw over the top.
You like the change, though, just to try to slow him down?
Ultimately, they'll go to man out of it. But right now, Baylor's not able to stop anything. And in the second half, you're seeing more what Kansas wants to be as a basketball team. They have been excellent, especially on the defensive end.
A putback for Jalen Wilson. They're shooting better, rebounding better, defending better.
There's just more fight.
Yep.
I mean, the word you can apply to Kansas in the second half has been fight. And Kansas has more field goals in the first 8.5 minutes of the second half than they had in the entire first half.
And another turnover by the Bears. Harris spins it up and in. They can't miss. And he's got to be feeling the same way about his team right now.
No, this is a tough basketball team.
Boy, that ball hit the court before finally it bounced over to Wilson.
Some old school coaches say that's the perfect rebound. Everybody blocking out and the ball just bouncing there. I don't think it's perfect.
Wilson. He is taken over in the second half.
Difficult to defend on a ball reversal. And then you jump up, throw it back, and all of a sudden he's got Bridges leaning the other way, and he's able to take it baseline, get the score.
Conversation, a win today would help.
As one of our colleagues likes to say, the Harvard of Central New York.
A huge bucket for the Bears. And number on the back.
Played his senior year with the great JoJo White that went on to Don Haskins' team that went on to win the national championship. But you come to this place and you talk about all the amazing Hall of Famers, 21 Naismith Hall of Famers.
Combined for only 7 here in the second half. Harris up top. He's as good at throwing a lob as there is in the college game.
Uday sets that screen, then rolls hard to the basket. You just lob it up to him.
Tough drive and finish at the other end for Flagler.
He has taken on a leadership role I haven't seen from him before, and it was noticeable in that last huddle.
Don't know if that last shot is the one Scott Drew wanted. And Keontae George could make that, but that was a very tough attempt. Harris. And that'll go in. And DeJuan Harris continues to put up points.
I thought he was going to Nash dribble out, and he just turned around off 1 foot and shot it over L.J. Cryer.
To kind of look like himself again. He looks like himself again.
Because he snapped out of it, and he's been the DeJuan Harris that everyone expects. I mean, down 13 at halftime, up 14 in the second half. You're a math guy. This is a 27-point swing, right?
Correct. Make it 25.
Kansas's defense has been totally different in the second half than it was in the first. The ball pressure, excellent. But Baylor hasn't gotten near the ball pressure. Good pass.
Pettiford. Yes. K.J. Adams with the assist.
Now that's the playmaking ability of K.J. Adams on those short rolls. A lot of big guys walk with it when they catch it like that, but he can make a play after making that catch.
George left it short. Pettiford in transition. Adams lays it in.
Now, it's really a 2-3, but they shape according to where you go, so there's varying looks. You got to drive the gap like this and find people.
Graham with a jumper for 3. Got it.
He can shoot it. Devontae. Which is part of the philosophy, I think. Scott Drew, you know this fast-paced club likes to get up and down, Kansas.
Mickelson wants it. They go for the three-pointer. That's off the mark.
Nice Ellis with the putback. That's the one thing you can't identify. Ellis, such a steady player. Mr. Consistency.
Lester Medford at the other end. Here's Gathers out high.
That dribble exchange is tough because of Gathers' width.
Into the corner, Medford back outside. Wainwright. Look at Ellis. Beautiful defense.
Sure was. And this is where they're dangerous in the early.
Ellis into the corner. Selden kicks it back outside. Jumper for 3. Got it.
And a little look for the crowd.
Frank Mason.
Well, this is your era, this weave.
A little weave, but you're right. And not so coincidentally, yours as well.
Don't rub it in. Nice little using the rim by Gathers too, but getting free.
Ellis, nice return pass. Mason,
there's the overload.
How about the cross-court pass? Selden takes it hard and gets it.
What a body, though, huh? You can deliver a hit and take one.
Whoop, too hard. Tough. Gathers couldn't hold the hard pass. Devontae Graham, nice one-touch into the corner.
Well, he's shooting the ball.
And Kansas off to a sensational start. They have a 10-point lead.
And after the zone not being effective, they go man-to-man. Look at this penetration. Wow. Again. And not one of those guys that can post up. They have a plethora of them.
Plethora, even. On this opening weekend of the Big 12 Conference weekend. Conference play.
Power conference, too.
But 5 of the top 25 in this conference?
Well, this is a kid that really is such a solid performer, Ellis. Whether it's a corner jumper, occasionally bites you with that 3 from deep. Guards like crazy, 50% from deep.
Perry Ellis for the season now, 9 of 17 from three-point range. That's 6-8.
Nice entry there.
Maston with the entry pass. Motley, short, rebound, Kansas.
Not an attractive delivery by Motley.
Carlton Bragg is on the floor now, number 15 for the Jayhawks.
And Bill mentioned to both of us that he thinks he can come along and really help him.
Asks for the ball, gets it, kick out, into the corner, nice one-touch. Got it.
They don't miss. And everybody else gets those puppies organized to deliver. And like weak side, you just can't cover all of that. Excellent ball movement and the acknowledgement with the drill.
Well, a torrid start for the Jayhawks. Selden is 3 of 3 with 8 points so far.
And there's in the point zone again. Essentially a 1-1-3 that morphs into wherever you are.
They go back on top. Graham.
Well, Selden, why not? Goodness, how deep is that? Selden misses.
Upset about it this morning, and his team came in here tonight focused and ready to play.
Wiggins went for the shot fake. Holland blocked by Embiid. Ellis pushes the loose ball to Selden. And that's going to be basket interference. Here's Nadir Tharp. Embiid to Wiggins on the wing, and that's good. It's a three, and we're tied at 8. Taylor all the way, and that's blocked by Embiid. Tharp back the other way for 2, and Kansas has the lead.
Isaiah Taylor usually gets where he wants to go, except when there's the man in the middle who's one of the best shot blockers in college basketball. He's got to understand, maybe that's the time to pull it out.
Felix pulls up and connects.
He's been very good. I mean, as of late, he's fit well now. He's feeling more comfortable into the system that Bill Self wants, and also in his own game, and be able to take over games at times. Sometimes he's a little bit too shy out there on the floor where he's not aggressive enough with his offense, but as of late, he's been terrific.
Wiggins has 5 so far in this one. Lambert checked by Traylor. Lambert looking for help. Lost it to Traylor. Breakaway chance for Wiggins. Look out. There's Jonathan Holmes. He's got 6 for Texas. Felix, the team's leading scorer in conference games, better than 15 points per game. Taylor not getting the bounce here in Lawrence. Mason gets the roll at the other end. None of those guys graduated, by the way. Transfers and a couple deciding to go pro early. The lob to Wiggins. And Black with a hustle play. He knocks it out of bounds.
This is a set play against the 2-3 zone. Well, they'll just screen the back. They send the big man up, screen the back, and screen the middle of the zone. And Andrew, see the double screen in the back, and there is just no one left to protect. The backside forward's got to come over and get.
Better than 16 points per game this season. Here's Embiid. Wiggins for 3. And he is on fire. Here's Lambert, stretch 4, he can hit the 3. Holmes down low, too strong, and a loose ball to Selden. Wiggins has hit 2 threes already. Selden, shot fake. Here's Wiggins, here's another 3, and it's good! One of his first 4 out right there on the cusp of the projected field. Selden down the lane, lost it, got it back, and gets the floater.
Off quick shots.
Ellis gets them both. And it is now a 25-2 run. This is the exact opposite of what we saw in Austin, where Texas came out the aggressor and landed early haymakers.
Texas can't get any clear lanes to the rim.
And boy, do they need that. Connor Lambert hits the 3.
Lambert and eBay are improved offensive players, so this may give Texas a mini lift here in the last 5 minutes.
Texas had gone about 8 minutes without scoring. Texas shot 45 free throws, Kansas just 19.
That's the key, and also is Bill Self's system. Over the years, the high-low offense. You talk about the physicality of the game inside, that was a key, but controlling Isaiah Taylor and corralling him and keeping him in one spot and not letting him get in the lane was a huge key tonight. And so far, Kansas has done a super job with that.
20-point lead for Kansas. Holland tried to get it around Wiggins, could not. Look out, Embiid!
A lot of that's caused by just Kansas being super aggressive and
that none of the recruiting services had him ranked anywhere. ESPN didn't have him in the ESPN 100. Scouts, Rivals, none of the other services gave him any credit. And he said he came to school with a boulder on his shoulder. A half floater goes by Wayne Selden. And Texas, which is 16 points in the first half. Their season low for the first half, 18. That was in a loss to Kansas State. Open three from Mason, and that's good.
Feel the patience of Kansas once again, swinging the ball from side to side.
Lob to Young.
Well, this is the good ball movement. That's why you want to swing the ball from side to side.
Gray will reset. In the paint, past Johnson. Tipped away by Young. This time it's McLemore. Young gets the follow.
Kevin Young does all the glue stuff.
10 to shoot. Into Tolbert. Draws three defenders. Young strips it. Rilliford, power dribble to the rim.
That's what you see with a young team like Texas Tech. Obviously, they don't have the talent level of Kansas, so their margin of error is so razor thin.
Especially when it's Johnson to Whitney.
Tremendous upside at the next level.
And Stephen to make a lot of money at the next level whenever he has that ability, who has grown up in difficult circumstances.
You're exactly right, and we get a little selfish in college basketball because we want to see these guys stay longer. We want to get to know them a little bit better. We want to see them get better and better, but when you have an opportunity to go help your family.
Got academically eligible, one of the best college players in the country, and a likely #1 pick in the NBA draft.
And he's taken to the experience and understands that, and that's the key. He wasn't going to be the man, he was going to be a part.
Already 18 fouls against Texas Tech, so Kansas is in the bonus. Shooting foul here for Rilliford.
They're attacking the rim, they're not settling for jump shots, and they're getting stops as well.
Johnson attacks. Off the McLemore bobble now, back to Johnson. Lob for Young.
Kevin Young's fingerprints are all over this run right now.
A 16-2 Kansas run. 6 assists from Elijah Johnson. Whitney for three. The first three-pointer of the season for Jeff Whitney.
Kevin Young setting the pick. Does it so well that Crockett has to help. He's able to go unabated to the rim. And Jeff Whitney, senior day.
The first career three-pointer for Jeff Whitney. Push shot goes for Dusty Hannes to stymie the run at 19-2.
That's what Kansas does to you. You're in the game, you're in the game, you make a turnover, they get a run out and a steal or get a dunk right here.
McLemore into the app.
That's a set play to run McLemore from one baseline around the elbow for a backside lob.
Watch out. Blocking foul, count the bucket. and Ben McLemore, all of them playing their last game at Allen Fieldhouse. That is certainly most likely for Ben McLemore, the #1 prospect and likely #1 pick in the NBA draft, one way or another. These 5 playing their last home game in Lawrence.
And you mentioned McLemore being #1 pick. They've got the next #1 pick in the house visiting right now.
Andrew Wiggins, and we will tell you more about Mr. Wiggins very shortly. Already the Kansas crowd is chanting, "We want Wiggins" at various points. Withy. Second chance.
But the know-how, smarts, and toughness from his father. Zeller, Yogi Ferrell at the point guard position, freshman, has been very solid. And don't forget this, Will Sheehy is a pro, the 6th man for Indiana. Will Sheehy and Victor Oladipo, I think, can have 10-year careers at the next level.
We talked about this on Saturday, Steve, when we had the A-10 battle between Butler and VCU. Wasn't much of a battle, but St. Louis, potential Final Four team.
No doubt about it. They get Kwame Mitchell back with Jordan Jett, McCall at the guard positions. They've got depth, they've got size, they're physical.
And now a 2-3 zone from Tech. And Kansas dunks right over it.
Once again, it's very difficult. You want your team playing the best in March. This Kansas team is playing their best basketball, sharing the rock as well as any team in the nation right now.
Memories of Kansas' 3-game losing streak from less than a month ago are waning. Tolbert gets the tip in.
Of these games, Carter, it was a long time ago when I experienced it, but I remember it like it was yesterday.
This game was 13-10, so Texas Tech withstood an early 7-0 run by Kansas, was hanging tough with the Jayhawks, and then the dominant 32-10 run, and Jeff Whitney gets the second half started for Kansas. Senior night. And how about Elijah Johnson for Kansas? I mean, a guy who really had to fight through a lot of criticism.
He got called out a little bit, and he's not a true point guard. But what happens is either wilt.
After he had a spectacular 39 at Iowa State, including 20 in the 6 minutes at the end of regulation and in overtime.
He was fantastic, and Kansas needed every single point. But a lot of people talked in that game about the officiating and what happened. But Iowa State was up 7.
Takes a little bit away from the idea I had in mind to get Collison that ball inside.
Langford, he's open, lays it in. No back.
Great shooter.
Can he ever? Not this time, though, and Collison's the man underneath.
Again, the Jayhawks trying to get numbers.
Pull up 3, Heinrich.
They break so well, and particularly now that Marquette's in the zone defense, Heinrich took advantage. Great change of dribble.
Ran Wade, they'll count that basket. And Lee takes the 3, yes.
Again, a very unselfish play.
Yeah, he's got a good start going here already as well. He'll take a breather, and the Jayhawks.
Nice.
Heinrich, make sure he's on the behind the 3 line, yes. In Marquette's hands. There's Wade spinning. Collison clears. Here comes Kansas running. Heinrich. And Marquette now with its largest deficit of the tournament.
Heinrich went down. It must be a little slippery around that basket. Heinrich had the tough fall there. Remember Graves earlier, and one official went down there.
Wade, tough shot. Sanders with the putback.
Guys are getting knocked. There's that back screen for Collison. Doesn't work out. Marquette goes back to the man-to-man. Should get Collison open.
Sanders jumps. Collison patient. Of the NCAA's 11.
Well, they are not giving Wade much to look at, are they?
Got too strong. Tipping. Look at Collison controlling inside.
And with that controlling of the defensive glass, Kansas can get running.
Langford, he now has 8.
Another player down, and I think if I'm Tom Crean, I talk about cleaning up this floor. Marquette as a team, 29%. Man-to-man now by Marquette. They've tried a zone as well as man-to-man. Collison inside open. Sanders no match.
With his teammate Collison, his Kansas teammate. That Iowa pipeline started by Rafe LaFrance. Their second-round win.
The last loss that Kansas had was against Missouri, a team that this Marquette club beat in overtime in this NCAA tournament. So they're certainly capable of not getting it done so far.
Heinrich with the three. Inside, it's Langford.
Really causing Marquette problems on both ends.
Diener driving on Miles. And Jackson secures it, puts it back.
You don't find Collison have the ball taken away from him often, but he did there.
His first two. Langford this time outside. Again.
And again, Jim, just beating Marquette down the floor before the defense gets set. Kansas gets a good look. Great execution by Kansas in this first half.
Diener off a screen. Out to Miles, and Langford will put this one away.
Great leaper, and what you have there is Diener, sophomore in high school to Iowa State.
Careers, that's 28 wins a season.
I thought a great move this year was with Eddie Sutton in the Oklahoma State game. Walked down in front of both benches.
Here's Wade, inside Jackson.
Beautiful pass by Wade.
Wade just glides around that floor.
Maybe being a little bit too unselfish in this first half. Now with Collison out, Kansas doesn't have that same inside presence.
Miles.
Third time today, Jim. I think Roy Williams would get Graves out of there. Graves stepped in the line.
2 for 2, Jackson. Wade over Lee. Wow, tough shot, but he soared through the air for a 2.
Jimmy's waited a little bit too long to put it in gear.
Lee, 3. Yes, they'll announce the inductees for 2003 here in New Orleans on Monday.
There's that 2-3 zone.
Langford, he has the touch.
Kansas has stayed in their man-to-man this entire game.
Wade
blocked.
Jackson.
Graves had inside position on Wade. Didn't touch the ball. A solid screen. Wade out of position completely. Good job by Graves.
Heinrich, another look. This time good.
And there again, Graves did not commit the foul. Jackson expected body contact. Misses an easy one.
And they still push it up.
You can count on that.
Collison, soft roll.
And that's the distance that Nick Collison will take that shot.
Huge throng coming over from Fort Worth. They had to back. Look at Heinrich, so far out. Tipped around, Collison, put back.
Left hand, good hands. He had the wide open jumper, penetrated inside. Got by with it by getting fouled, but you've got to see. Well, I have seen one by Moore when Michigan State had Penn down, but I didn't expect this to happen here in this half. I did expect Michigan State.
Diener lost the handle.
No place to go.
Oh, yeah, here's Heinrich at the other end.
No place for Diener to go. The numbers were all Kansas way. There again, a sign of inexperience. Roy Williams still firing his team up. You'd think he'd be sitting over there relaxing a little bit.
Novak, 3.
He has not made a shot today. We're talking about the best outside shooter in Conference USA.
For a 30-point lead. Collison lays it in. Wade inside, bouncing around into the hands of Merritt. And Collison again. Those huge mitts, great hands, good pass. Miles to Heinrich.
Boy, that was a great outlet pass. I never thought that they would come out the way that they did, particularly from a shooting standpoint.
Miles has to beat the shot clock. Oh! One goes down as well.
Well, Jim, remember how he started this game, hitting a 3. But today, he's buried 2 of them. Green on the sidelines, trying to get his team back into some semblance of order.
And right away comes to Langford.
Just nothing working for the young coach from Marquette.